You're taking a look outside the historic Sherman Theater in downtown Stroudsburg. The marquee says it all, the heart of the arts. I'm Brianna Strunk, and we are live inside the theater, getting ready for an exciting announcement about the future of the Sherman Theater, what it means for you on your next visit to downtown Stroudsburg and the theater itself. So without further ado, we're going to take a live listen in to that press conference.
That's what you get when you ask me to do it.
Is this on? Oh, yeah, we got a house sound. That's great. Thanks, Issel. How about that? He's so awesome. Thank you, Mike. So the first thing I'd like to do is first say thank you to everybody who's come this morning. You're leaders in our community, and we're grateful for the time you've given us this morning to come here and hear this announcement, which we're incredibly excited about. And also, too, I'd like to welcome everyone who's watching us on the Pocono Television Network. This is a really, really great thing for the Pocono Mountains, and we're happy that you're with us live this morning here. So a couple of things to really say is that this building's been here since 1929, so I'm a pretty big history nerd, so I wrote like a 17-page, no, I didn't. But there were some things that were said that were just so interesting. There were so many people who, I'm sure at some point, stood up on the stage and said some of the things we're probably going to say today. And I think the reason why this building is still here is because of all the people that came before to ensure that this building is here, that it's a part of the community. And when you look at it, it is a gorgeous building. And there's not a lot of these left in the United States. So, there's a reason for that. But thank God this one is still here. And I would like to say it's really thriving due to like what my last comments will be. But here's some of the things that were said along the way since 1929. So in 1929, the first comments made on the building were making it comfortable and pleasing to the eye. That's pretty 1929, right? St. Cloud Amusement Company took over the building in 1952. And their comment was, set an example of how a theater can participate in community life of a small city. So I want you to keep that in mind. In 1989, a comment was made by Donald Huff, and his comment was, the Sherman is a showcase for Stroudsburg, which I thought was a cool comment. And we are in it for the development of the arts on Main Street. That was the comment that was made. And in 1991, another comment was made to the Pocono Record at the time. That comment was, theater as an anchor. I want to also thank two other sets of people before the next comments. The board of the Pocono Mountains Visitors Bureau, that I'm grateful and humbled to be involved with them because they've always seen a responsibility to the communities that we work in and we serve. And they're one of the reasons why we're standing here today, and I want to thank them for all the things that they've done to give back to the community. And also, too, the new board that has been reconstituted, the Fine Arts Discovery Series that operates the Sherman. So we're grateful for that board as well, and for the relationship. We hope it'll blossom over the next decades, and then hopefully we can make certain comments when we hand this over to whoever the next person or people are who have stewardship of this beautiful building. So about 2 weeks ago, there were two board meetings. One was the Pocono Mountains Visitors Bureau Board, which voted to enter into a management agreement with the Fine Arts Discovery Series. Fine Arts Discovery Series Board was reconstituted, and that management agreement is now in place. So the Pocono Mountains Visitors Bureau is the manager of the building. Thank you. It's kind of you. But, like, Rich isn't going anywhere. So I want to say that the Berkowitzes did something that was pretty amazing. This business is incredibly tough. I mean, I spent 20 years in it in a different location, and it's probably one of the toughest businesses to operate for a number of different reasons. And they did what a lot of people couldn't do, is they maintained the building and invested in the building. And as we see it today, which is a good thing, by sheer, I think, intestinal fortitude and selling tickets, period. That's an unbelievable objective and an unbelievable thing that happened, because now we're inheriting this building, and so is the community. So I want to thank the Berkowitzes, and I'm going to call Rich up in a second to give some comments, but I'm grateful to them. So he's not going anywhere when I can really need him. So thank you, guys. But the comment might be, okay, what is the objective here? And I understand that comment, and we've thought about it a lot over the last year. We've worked with Rich and Catherine over the last year to kind of talk about it, and I've talked a lot with Rich and what his vision was and how we can help facilitate that vision. So I'd like to read to you what we presented to both boards 2 weeks ago. Build and facilitate the arts and cultural community in Stroudsburg with the Sherman as an anchor. And I wrote that before I read that comment that somebody had said in the past. Expand PTN, which is the Pocono Television Network, use and capabilities to better serve our overall community. There will be more comments coming out about that in the future, but that's one piece of this. Better serve the Pocono Mountain nonprofit community. Our board, again, of the Pocono Mountains Visitors Bureau has been very great with letting us be involved in the communities that we serve, and this is another instance of that. Build a podcast studio and partner with Wilkes-Barre Scranton news agencies to develop more podcasting within this market. And the last one is the one that I'm always like, what can we do? And our vision, I think, here is to position the Sherman as a Grand Ole Opry in the mountains. And I'm not really sure what that means yet or how that's going to work, but we do have a television network that has access to 30 million homes in 5 states. We also stream on a number of services that have worldwide access. So we have a vehicle to be able to push it out. Gary C., is he here? I want to thank Gary. There he is behind the camera. I just want to say thank you to him, because he approached us with an idea called the Pocono Showcase, where we started to showcase people like Saul Katana, who is an amazing talent and who's local. And there are many of those stories here within the Pocono Mountains because of our closeness to New York and Philadelphia. And we want to be a place where folks who are writing their own music can be showcased and featured. And we've actually done 12 episodes in a series, and one of them was Emmy nominated. We eventually didn't get the Emmy, but it was nice to be nominated. So we knew that there was something to it. Gary's been a great part of that. He will continue to be that in the future, but that's one of the things that we want to do. But also, we understand that there are other arts in the community that we must uphold and be open to, and we're here to learn and be able to support that whole process. So now, I'd like to call on some folks who are integral in this and will be integral in the future to make some comments. And the first person I'd like to call up is Sylvester Williams, who's the new board chair of the Sherman Theater. Sylvester.
Good morning, everyone. So I am delighted as the new chair of the board here to bring some welcome comments. I'm the dean of the Business College at East Stroudsburg in the business department. But before that, I spent a long time working as a senior executive at Time Warner in the entertainment business. So I have a deep passion for entertainment, arts, music, theater. And so this opportunity to now, unveil things in Stroudsburg that's going to really enrich the community here is exciting. And I think I speak on behalf of the new board as well as the Visitors Bureau board that we're very excited about being able to work with the Sherman to really highlight the talent that's in the region. I like what Chris said about the Grand Ole Opry in the mountains, and I think that's real. I think the potential here to bring exciting acts and to showcase the mountains through arts and entertainment is something that we're all very excited about. So we look forward to working with Rich as well as the community to continue to enrich the arts through Stroudsburg and the Sherman. So thank you on behalf of the new board.
Thank you so much, Sylvester. So right now I'd like to call up Rich Berkowitz. Mr. Berkowitz.
Thanks, Chris. Good to see everybody here today. I'm just looking around to see how many people were here roughly 21 years ago when we first saw Rob. Yeah, Rob was here on that, and a part of that first thing. I was saying to Catherine, I wonder if I would see many people because over the years, not many have survived, right, Rob? Rob was on our board, was actually the chair of the board, I think. Were you right before we actually took over the ownership of the theater? Rob played an instrumental role in all the things that we did, as did so many people. Before I get too much further, I want to highlight my wife, Catherine, who is always the behind-the-scenes girl, as she likes to say, the co-founder of this project, and who, without, there would be no Sherman Theater. I also want to thank all of our staff over all of the years, way back when it was only 3 of us in the office, and on to now. I think there was 13 people most recently that I counted. Many of them are right here, and I believe they will help steer the Sherman on into the future with the help of the Visitors Bureau and the Board of Directors, and hopefully all of you and beyond the people that are in this room, because that's what the future is getting beyond Catherine and I driving the ship and getting really universal acceptance. And that's something we've tried for many years. In 2005, this place was just a few moments away from becoming a housing project. The developers of the Shanty House, if anybody's familiar with that, were going to purchase this building and turn it into apartments. You can see they still haven't finished the apartments that they were originally starting there, and so maybe this wouldn't have been done either, but that was the attempt. And I had a vision of a theater. I thought that there would be an opportunity for our community. It was the right size, it was in the right location, and for those that remember, downtown Stroudsburg was a little scary back then. Not everyone loved being in downtown, and everything wasn't so busy. We didn't have all the great restaurants and shops and things that we had. We had some of them, but not all of them. We just had this idea that everyone's going to get behind this, right? It's going to be an amazing opportunity. We had all the theater groups in here. We had lots of art groups. And over the years, everyone else kind of cycled out. And when we were still here, and kind of like in a constant trap, right? Trying to figure out how do we, move forward. But there wasn't enough people to get behind it. And the music's not going to start playing on me, is it? Okay, good, because I after 21 years, I got a lot to say, there's important things I think in this. In either case, that was it. For those that remember, Mountain Laurel was being built, and all these things were happening, and everyone was like, "This isn't going to work. Like, you're not going to be able to do this." And I tell you the truth, there was many a night when I was here at 2 a.m. where I thought, "Damn, I don't know if I could do this." And we did, and we persevered, and we had support for grants and legislators, and we have some legislators that are here now that were part of it, and there were other legislators that were here before also that were supporters, and it was great because we are not on one side of the aisle or the other, and I think they all saw that, and I think that's something that is about the arts, is that it brings everyone together. And I always like to call it stealth arts, because we were focused on, because there wasn't a lot of money to get funding and support, and there were other projects that were more important at the time, we had to sell tickets. And so that's what we did. We brought shows that people wanted to see, and you would see thousands of people come each year to our events here, our summer stage projects that appeared all throughout Monroe County, including Mount Airy Casino and Sailorsburg and Mount Pocono and other locations where we tried to create things that would keep this place going and growing, most importantly. And year after year, it was a battle, and somehow we still came out on the other side. The Sherman Theater was one of the top concert venues in all of the United States for at least 10 years. We stopped keeping track when Live Nation took over, because that's a whole nother story. But nonetheless, this is an amazing venue. It has amazing people, and it has really become a staple in the touring world. Probably any major act that you can think of, many major acts that you can think of have come through here at one level or another, whether it be Kesha or the Grateful Dead, Trey Anastasio from Fish, the list goes on, all to our humble little town here in downtown Stroudsburg. And they loved the town. I mean, I can remember so many artists going to Dunkelberger's little shooting range they have. They have a archery range upstairs, and I'm trying to think of, it was Dickie Betts. He loved to go to that range. He came here 2 or 3 times, and he would go to that range. I don't know if there's an artist in America that has come to Stroudsburg that didn't go to Main Street Jukebox and doesn't talk about Main Street Jukebox, because they're musicians and they like stuff like that. Many a time, Mo had played here, and I would take Al Schneer from Mo to Camelback. He loves to ski, and he would go there on a regular basis. When we had big shows, both at Mount Airy and here, we would have our friends at the Pocono racetrack. I'm trying to think of which artist it was. It might have even been Blues Traveler, who was here on Saturday, that went there and did a lap around the track with them. It could be somebody else, but the point is that there's a lot of things that happen within this community that has come from this and vice versa, and there's a lot of melding. I just looking at Rob, reminded me of, for 3 years, we had Evanescence when they were at the height of their career. They rented this venue for the summer, and they stayed at Shawnee. At least 2 of those years. I think 1 year they stayed here locally at the Hampton Inn, and then the other 2, I believe they were at Shawnee, enjoying that and being so close to the city. I could talk all day. It doesn't matter. The bottom line is that my wife and I have been, in our minds, keepers of history, trying to, keep this place alive, keep it what it generates for the community, and I think we finally have accomplished that. The Visitors Bureau has incredible insight and resources to kind of make me feel at ease that maybe there's an opportunity for this to continue, because that's always been my goal. It doesn't say the Berkowitz Theater, it still says the Sherman Theater, and the reason is it's not about me or my wife or my children. It's about the community, and it's about creating a place for arts. So many theater groups over the years, and now we have Fuchsia. I see my good friends there that are really integral to this theater right now. There's other theater groups as well that are also still doing things, but what they bring to the table is helping to partner and create that performing arts center that we had visions. We have the annex next door where we were able to create a new art gallery. We used to have one in our little showcase room, and now that one's even better. The team that has been putting that together, the volunteers that help that, I think, are second to none. And, of course, we do have the showcase room. But all of these things are things that we built that weren't here. None of these things were here when we started. And so I kind of wrap this whole thing up by saying that the support that I have gotten over the years from have been more of a ticket sales and a staffing, like that kind of support. And what I'm going to call on everyone within the sound of my voice is to get behind this project. We have finally proven, it took 21 years, almost 21 years, that this is a project worth being supported by this community, by the business community, by tourists, by locals alike. And I am going to implore each and every one of you that can hear this, and this is a big network, Pocono Television Network, to find a way to get behind this project, to help it move to the next level so that it will be here for yet, I think this is 98 years for the Sherman, roughly, so maybe another 98 years, and it won't do it on its own. We carried it on our backs. It now needs to be transferred to the world as a whole, and everyone needs to kind of step in and help keep it going, because that's why these places are disappearing, because they don't have enough support. And somebody like me gets tired and they can't keep carrying that piece. So now we're going to shift that burden to all of us, everyone in this community and beyond, to try and see how we can continue to grow the arts, to support our neighbors, and really make an incredible next 100 years. So thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Rich. Thank you so much. Now I'd like to call some of our partners who have been with us a long period of time and who we know in our community. First is Senator Rosemary Brown of the 40th District. Senator.
Good morning, everyone. Rich, I'm going to correct you a little bit, because it is about you and your wife and your kids a little bit today, because 21 years is a very long time to go through trying to keep something open, dealing with the finances, dealing with the changing environment, working till 2 a.m. I mean, it's not the most fun hours. It's very, non-traditional. And, he worked really hard, and I know we've had many conversations over the years, and there was support there. But I have toured throughout the state of Pennsylvania. I'm the chairwoman of the Community Economic and Recreational Development Committee in the Senate in Harrisburg. I have toured many areas in the state of Pennsylvania where these theaters are shut down. And you go and tour, and they're talking about revitalizing and trying to do it. You talk about the dollars to revitalize. You kept it open. You did absolutely the best you could. You did everything you could on financial and trying to recreate. You did a wonderful job. And we're here today because it's still open. And we have an opportunity to move it forward with additional resources, like Rich said, and some additional things that might help it grow and flourish into the new era. So thank you again, Rich, very much. And, with that, I'm a big theater buff, and some of you might or might not know, I used to sing a lot and do theater and act, and, I love it. It helped me a little probably to get on stage now. I don't get as nervous, right? But, the tourism industry, $84 billion in Pennsylvania. That's what it brings in. If we look at the Pocono region, we're looking at over 7 billion, I believe, Chris, give or take. Yeah, 7.2 billion. And it's growing. But one of the things that also needs to grow in our area is we have a lot of day trippers, which makes us really accessible. People can come in for the day and then they scoot out. And but our overnight stays are really good, but they're still only about 65%. And so we have 35% is our overnight stay, 65% is day. So by having arts and culture and further types of venues and events, keep people staying overnight. And then what does that do? That builds up our revenues, that builds up our tourism, that builds up restaurants to go to at night before you go to the show. And, so there's a lot of ancillary type of conversations here. I know I'm going to do my best to support the Visitors Bureau on the resources that we have from the state level to see this continue to grow. And I thank the Visitors Bureau and the board for all of their thoughtful conversations and connections with this program. And I think it's going to be very exciting as we move forward. So thanks for all being here. And in any way you can help, we look forward to partnering with you. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Senator. You've always been a great supporter of tourism, and you did say something that a lot of our folks, our elected folks, understand that tourism is a strong form of economic development, and we thank you for always singing that song for us. Oh, we're at a theater. We're singing a song. Yay. So the next person I'd like to introduce, when she was the mayor of Stroudsburg, and I met her the first time, she took me to task, but it was a good thing because I know everybody's surprised by that. But when she did, she impressed upon me the viability of this town and the future and the vision of this town. It was so infectious, I thought there's nothing we could do but just follow her. You know, and I think this is one of the reasons why we're here today, and really all over the Pocono Mountains, becoming involved in our communities. And now we find that she's our state rep. And I would like to introduce Tara Prost of the 189th District.
That's so nice. Thank you, Chris. So many of you know I'm born and raised here. My grandmother was born and raised here, and I thought about it because she's the 13th kid born in 1920. And like when this theater opened, growing up, we always knew about the Sherman. I just have a little story to tell you. When I was 11, I walked over the bridge from East Stroudsburg. I knew people, and I got in here to see Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and it was life-changing. I was like, what is this? So I have lots of memories here growing up. My family has lots of memories here growing up. But I think one of the best things is that, I think Chris touched on it, when I first became the mayor, the town was, doing it, it was going. But I knew for $189 a month as being mayor that I was going to put 100% into not just having my name on the town, but changing it. And when I met with Chris for the first time, I'm like, we have such a beautiful downtown. We're the county seat, but we're not advertised anywhere. Whenever I see the, commercials and I'm out of town, it's always, and it's great. It was always the ski resorts and everything else. But we're the only downtown. I mean, East Stroudsburg, Crystal Street is beautiful, but we're still the only main street, and we are the county seat. And I said, we have beautiful buildings, we have restaurants, and it's dead here. We need help. And I swear to you, this is why I love Chris and the Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau. Within 2 weeks, they did a commercial for downtown Stroudsburg. I don't know, I know Lisa Deemer's here, and we had talked about that in the Deemer family. And I'm telling you, it changed everything. Suddenly, restaurants were opening up, wineries, all these things that bring people to a downtown. And he did that, and I thought, we're going to boom. Well, within a matter of years, we were in 10 different publications as the best small towns in the United States, not only the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, which was amazing to me. So then as the mayor, I get to meet Mr. Berkowitz, who was great. Rich is kind of like me. We're both Virgos. We just say like it is, and we tell you the truth. And if you don't like it, too bad. If you like it, great. What can I do to help? And Rich was always honest with me when he needed something, he needed support, or something he felt that the town maybe could improve upon to help out, bringing more people to the downtown. And I have to tell you, he was never wrong. Don't let it go to your head. But every time we've had a conversation, it was always for the betterment of not only Main Street, but the betterment of the arts. And I always had such a respect for him because he could call me, I could call him, and somehow we managed to get it done. Maybe other people didn't like the things that we were doing or saying, but it ended up being the right moves. And I just think that now, after your 20 plus years in this community and what you've done with everything, to be able to say, I'm letting my baby go, kind of like when we have kids and they go to college or whatever, and it's in the hands of something bigger. I don't want to say better. I just want to say bigger and more more hands to reach out and get more people to come in and make this a venue that when people complain there's no parking, it's because there's a show at the Sherman. That's how there must be a show at the Sherman tonight. There's nowhere to park. But I think it's going to be unbelievable. It's such an asset to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And forget about being the former mayor. Michael Marino is a great mayor. You're going to have so much fun with this project. And as a state representative who lives 2 blocks away, I am here for you in every way, shape, and form. If you want to paint, I'll come down and help you paint. I'll do anything to get this going and get it out there. And I just want to thank not only the Berkowitzes and the Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau, but I want to thank the borough of Stroudsburg, because they too have grown and changed and trying to do their best to make sure that Stroudsburg Borough is a great place to live. I want to thank everyone sitting here in these seats, because if it wasn't for you, the Sherman Theater probably wouldn't have been as successful as it was. It takes a village. You can't do it on your own. And I am so happy to be a part of that village, and I'm so excited for the Sherman Theater. And I have a little gift for you, Chris. It's a whopping $5 bill that you can put on the wall that says, "Best wishes, State Rep Tara Probst." It's all I could give you guys. I don't make that much.
Okay, nobody take this. Thank you, Tara. That was great. The one thing I wanted to say, Rich brought this up. I want to thank the staff that's here and who we've been getting to know over the last few weeks, like the folks running the boards, front of the house, back of the house staff. I'm grateful for them. And we look forward to the relationship we have with you all over time. So thank you so much. Representative Maureen Madden could not be here today. She's in Harrisburg at a meeting. We did invite her, but she asked Zach Rusnak from her staff to say a few words, and Maureen does represent the 115th district. Zach.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Zach Rusnak. I am here on behalf of Representative Madden. Unfortunately, she was not able to attend this event today. However, we would like to say that we're very excited about this new partnership with the Visitors Bureau and the Sherman Theater. The Sherman Theater is such an important part of the identity of Stroudsburg, and we just think this partnership is going to be great. It's going to be so successful for both the theater and the greater Stroudsburg community, and we'd like to thank everybody who makes this great theater possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Zach. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce Commissioner Chair John Christie of Monroe County. John.
Good morning, everyone. It's a true pleasure to stand here in the heart of Stroudsburg to celebrate the beginning of an exciting new chapter for the Sherman Theater. For decades, the Sherman has been more than just a stage. It's been a gathering place for our community, a home for creativity, and a showcase of incredible talent that thrives right here in the Poconos. Today, under the new stewardship of the Pocono Mountains Visitors Bureau, we reaffirm our commitment to preserving the legacy while expanding its reach and impact. This partnership represents more than a transfer of ownership. It's a continuation of a shared vision to foster the arts, to strengthen our cultural identity, and to make Monroe County a destination where creativity and community come together. The Sherman will continue to be a place where stories are told, music fills the air, and people of all backgrounds unite through the power of the arts. As we look to the future, let us honor the artists, the visionaries, and the community leaders who helped shape the theater's past and celebrate the many people who helped write its next act. Together, we're reopening opportunity for inspiration, for connection, and for an enduring spirit of the arts in the Pocono Mountains. Thank you, and welcome back to the Sherman Theater.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I wanted to recognize that the Monroe County Commissioners, I think all of them are here, so thank you guys for Sharon and David. Thank you for coming. Wow, I should have said that, John. That was pretty good. That was really good. Now, the announcement I always have wanted to make, His Excellency, the Mayor, Mike Moreno. Last but not least.
Thank you, Chris. You're always too kind. All right, well, good morning, everyone. It's great to be here at the Sherman Theater, a place that has long been the heart of downtown Stroudsburg. Today's announcement is more than a change in management, but it's a commitment to making the arts a true cornerstone of our community's future. I had the privilege of working with Rich Berkowitz during my time at the Pocono Chamber of Commerce, and he was just as passionate then as he is now. And I've seen his dedication to this theater and to Stroudsburg firsthand. His work has helped shape the creative spirit we're here to celebrate today. As co-founder of the Pocono Pride Festival, I've also had the pleasure of partnering with the Sherman. Their support is integral and has helped us to bring together right here to celebrate diversity, art, and community. Now with the Pocono Mountain Visitors support, stepping in, we're building on that legacy and setting the stage for new possibilities. I'm confident this partnership will strengthen downtown Stroudsburg as a hub for culture, creativity, and connection in the Poconos. Thank you to Chris Barrett and the PMV team, the new board, and everyone who keeps believing in what Stroudsburg can be. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that does conclude our program. Again, I want to really thank you for coming today. So many great things were said by our leaders, but the one thing recurring theme was that we are going to need the community's help. This is a community effort. We want it to be a community building. And, you know, we are looking forward to working with everyone in the arts. Some of the arts are new to me. So I'm going to need education. Like the fuchsia ladies are here. They always make me smile and they make you feel good, and arts are good, you know, so we're going to keep doing it. So, but anyway, like seriously, please work with us. We're very open to communication. We're very easy to get in touch with. You know, we'll try to give you updates as much as we can to know where we are at. We are going to work with Rich and Catherine over the next couple of months to ensure that, you know, everything is going the way it should. But I can underscore the job that they did, having come from this business for 20 years with a lot more resources in the previous business. The job that they did to keep this building operating, it's pretty amazing, and in the shape that it's in, because it is in good shape. We just want to enhance it and do everything that we can to get the word out about the Sherman Theater, you know, not only regionally, but across the United States, and then go from there. So I think I have one last person who wants to make a comment, and this is really about the arts. So I would not be able to be here unless we had artists. So I asked Sol to say a few words. Sol Katana. Sol, where are you? Would you like to? There he is. And then he is actually going to take us out today, so thank you all for coming. I'll leave it up to Sol.
Live listen in to the press conference, an exciting announcement here in downtown Stroudsburg. Of course, the Pocono Mountains Visitors Bureau taking over management of the historic Sherman Theater. As you heard, this place was created in the late 1920s as a place for the community. It will continue as a place for the community with additional resources and support. The ultimate goal, as you've heard, is to make downtown Stroudsburg an arts and cultural tourism hotspot in downtown Stroudsburg, with the Sherman Theater being the anchor. So before we wrap things up today, we hope you enjoy the sounds of Sol Katana. Thanks for joining us.
Community can enjoy, but giving a platform for artists like me to be able to develop their craft and have the roots really founded within where they're from. I went through the East Stroudsburg School District. I'm an alumni of East Stroudsburg University, and I'm just really proud to be here in front of you today. I wrote this song for my beautiful girlfriend, Amy Patel, and maybe this can be a message for you guys as well, that no matter what, love So this is over again. I don't have my band, so I have to loop this for you. In the heat of the fire, like a burning desire, when it's incredibly late, we can walk through the flowers, sip the nectar for hours, turning nights into days. And when all the days are over, and until the very end, when it all comes down to it, I love you over again and over again.